Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing was going on, boxing heads and fight fans around the world. Man, you know how to do this type of video, man. I had to, man. I had to. Because I could recall 2013, 2014, Keith Thurman beating the likes of Diego Chavez, Soto Carras, and these type of guys. And I remember on these YouTube streets, and when I say YouTube pundits, I'm talking about people who have channels, and I'm talking about people in the comment sections. 90%, maybe even more. Nobody would have given Manny Pacquiao a chance. I mean, this was after he got flatlined by Marquez. Everybody was still picking Keith one time Thurman. They believed in him. You know what I mean? I don't believe in fellas what they say out their mouth, man. I believe in actions. And I remember fellas who was big fanboys. They talked about this man, one time Thurman, is a throwback fighter. They said Floyd Mayweather's ducking him. He's afraid of Floyd's afraid of him. They said all kind of stuff, man. There's one guy who's a big motherfucking Manny Pacquiao fanboy. Got a YouTube channel. I ain't gonna say his name. Y'all probably know who he is. I bet you Slim is on suicide watch. I can guarantee you that. You know what I mean? Because just as yesterday, before the fight, Slim was talking about Manny Pacquiao about to get decapitated. I don't know where he got that from. The man, Keith Thurman couldn't even decapitate Robert Guerrero. He couldn't decapitate Leonard Bundle. He couldn't even decapitate Josecito Lopez. You know what I mean? You check it. I remember, man. Shout outs to Boxing Beats and Runs. Big ups, big ups. My man Beats, he had a. I remember back in the G, he had a kind of welterweight tournament on his channel. I mean, and numerous guys. There was numerous matchups. Tim Bradley, Amir versus Amir Khan, or just numerous matchups. And it came down, I think, first round, Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, and almost everybody. I can't even recall who did pick Pacquiao, but I do remember the majority of people picking Pacquiao to get his head knocked off by Keith Thurman. See, I was never high on the guy Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? I thought he was a good up-and-coming welterweight. You know what I'm saying? 2013 HBO when he was calling out guys like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Before he had moved to Showtime. But every fight I'd seen him, from Soto Carras to Diego Chavez to Leonard Bundle to Robert Guerrero to Danny Garcia to Sean Porter, every single fight, Louis Collazo, I'm trying to tell you, dogs, every single fight, Slim gets bodied. He gets punished and he gets hurt and he's visibly shaken up. You know what I mean? Slim, he can't hide. He can't hide his facial expressions. He can't keep a poker face. You know what I mean? You check it. So I was never too high on the guy. You know what I mean? Especially when the knockouts decreased when he started stepping up in competition. You know, but I recall, man, this was after Manny Pacquiao, like I said, had got slapped by Juan Manuel Marquez. But you must never forget, Juan Manuel Marquez and Keith Thurman are not on the same stratosphere. They're not on the same planet. We're talking about Juan Manuel Marquez, a top 5 greatest Mexican fighter of all time. Top 5. You know what I mean? I put him up there with the Salvador Sanchez and Ricardo Finito Lopez and Julio Cesar Chavez, Barrero Morales. You know what I mean? Top 5. Trained by the greatest Mexican coach of all time, trainer. One of the greatest boxing trainers of all time, Nacho Beristain. There's levels to this. And Manny Pacquiao got slept by Marquez. No shame in his game. You think Manny Pacquiao worries about that? Come on, man. He got knocked out by a fellow future Hall of Famer. One of the best lightweight fighters we've seen in the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Keith Thurman decapitated who? Slim was on the canvas from round 1. This man got his face busted up, Mo. His face was busted up by like round 3, leaking. You know what I'm saying? And that's Manny Pacquiao with the right hand. You know, there's some channels out here. They still think this is 2013, 2014. The Pactard what they call Floyd? Floyd, what they call him? Not Freud. What they call him? See, I was never into that fuckery. I was never that school of thought like if you like Mayweather, you gotta hate Pac-Man, or vice versa. If you like Pac-Man, you gotta hate Floyd. I like them both. I always did. You know know what I'm saying? I appreciate great fighters. I mean, I'm not on that rivalry fuckery, man. This ain't the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets. This ain't no team thing. It's individual fighters thing, you know what I mean? And I was never really with that rivalry stuff, you know what I mean? Of course, I wanted to see the fight. Great rivalries do make boxing, but I didn't have to, what they call Floyd and them? What they call them? They call the, the Pacquiao fans, Pac-Tards. Shit, I can't even remember what they call Floyd fans, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's fellas out here who's still trying to capitalize like this is 2013, 2014, man. They still trying to rehash those bad memories of this YouTube fuckery where people was beefing because of, Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Fellas still trying to be on that shit. That just shows me fellas haven't grown mentally. You know what I'm saying? They haven't grown. They still like that. You know what I'm saying? That little flower stuff that trying to grow out the concrete. They not growing nowhere. You know what I mean? Their mentality is still from 5, 6 years ago. You check it, still talking about making videos like Manny Pacquiao will never be greater than Floyd Mayweather. What the fuck does Floyd Mayweather have to do with what happened last night besides the fact that Floyd Mayweather was in the building? Think he was a co-promoter for Manny Pacquiao in that fight with Leonard Ellerbe. What the fuck else does Floyd got to do with this? You know? That's why it's bad to be a fanboy, man. It's bad to be putting all your emotions, investing all your emotions and your feelings in the stuff you cannot control. All you gotta do is sit back with your popcorn and your brew, or your whatever kind of snacks you got, and just watch the fight. You know what I mean? Stop trying to act like a fucking prophet out here, man. Y'all fellas was acting like prophets back in the G, talking about Manny Pacquiao. Keith Thurman knocks out Manny Pacquiao. Easy work. Yeah, look at your prophetical Saturday 6 years later. Manny Pacquiao's even older than what he was in 2013, 2014. When you hyping Keith Thurman up, y'all fellas talking about he a throwback fighter because he's beating Jan Zavic. Didn't even knock him out because he's beating Diego Chavez and Soto Carras. Come on, dogs. When he stepped under Leonard Bundle, Slim got it, Slim was on his bicycle. You know what I'm saying? Put him down in like round one, but what did he do after that? Nothing. So I just laugh. I just laughed. This is around when Manny Pacquiao was on his comeback versus Brandon Rios. You know what I mean? You know, it's funny how when somebody gets knocked out or takes a loss, people act like that. They ain't never done nothing their whole career. Just like Michael Spinks. People just think of him from that Mike Tyson fight. Hardcore real boxing fans, they know how great he was. To me, he's the best light heavyweight fighter I ever seen in my lifetime. You know what I mean? But a lot of people remember him from that Mike Tyson slacking in 1988. The man was much more than that beating he took, and his only loss of his career, just like Manny Pacquiao, is much greater or is more than losing to Floyd Mayweather and getting knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez. You know what I mean? This is what we watch boxing for. You know, when the best fight the best, somebody eventually will lose. You dig? So I wonder how these people feel now. And it's funny how some of them flip the script. I get, but hey, they seen the writing on the wall. The last year or two, they be bashing and hating on Keith Thurman, but they still couldn't help themselves. They still pick Keith Thurman to win the fight, regardless if the man Keith Thurman is a guy they hate. They say he's a coward, ponytail, Del DeBarge, whatever. You know what I'm saying they still couldn't resist. They still had to pick Keith one time Thurman, man. I was confident in this fight. I did two predictions videos for this card. Dennis Ugas versus Figueroa and Manny Pacquiao versus Keith One Time Thurman. And I said it on my videos. Go back and check it. I was 100% confident Manny Pacquiao will beat Keith Thurman. And I picked Manny Pacquiao in my breakdown and prediction. And I picked him to win via split decision. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. They didn't even have them type of odds to put some money down on. I was tempted to put a little 10 bucks on a draw, probably win back 200. You know what I mean? But I fell back. I fell back because I was looking for that real split decision. You know what I mean? The split decision odds. I didn't find it where I usually bet on. But I picked Ugas versus um, Omar Figueroa. I picked Omar Figueroa also by a split decision. But guess what I said? I said I wasn't confident in that pick. And sure enough, man, Omar Figueroa got his ass beat. You know, just wasn't letting his hands go fast enough. The dude, Dennis Ugas, had a good game plan to tie him up on the inside, clinch and hold. Don't let him get off on the inside. He even got a point deducted, but that ain't even matter. He was controlling the ring generalship. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, Manny Pacquiao gets it done. Keith Thurman, all you had to do was watch Fight Week. All that yapping he was talking to me, he didn't. To me, it just sounded like a guy trying to sell the fight, trying to get that payday. He got his 2.5 million guaranteed. Manny Pacquiao 10 million plus pay per view and probably gate revenues. They're gonna exceed more than they guaranteed purses. Congratulations to both of them. That's what we watch prize fighting for. But if you thought this man Manny Pacquiao was gonna lose to Keith Thurman, I don't know what to say. And I didn't base this shit off of um, his last fight with what's the guy's name? Riverside Rocky. You know what I mean? Lopez. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. What's his first name? Josecito Lopez. I didn't base it none on that. I just based it on skill set. You know, I watched film before I did my prediction. I noticed, man, this guy does throw wide hooks more than straight punches. Be caught in between whether he wants to be the pure boxer, want to move laterally, or he wants to be a puncher, come forward. And yesterday he wanted to be the come forward boxer. And it played right into Manny's hands, you know what I mean? Manny beat him with one hand, dogs. I'm trying to tell you, man. He beat him with one hand, busted him up with one hand. The only knockdown of the fight was with one hand, his right hand. The hand speed. The hand speed on that knockdown. Double jab to the face. And I said that in my breakdown and prediction. The double jab is a trap. He's gonna what you call it? He's gonna set traps and trick the man with the double jab. He sees one coming, Thurman, and then another one to blind him. Then Manny Pacquiao threw a power shot, the left hand to the body, right in the middle of his gut, and a straight right hand, which is his jab hand, put this man on the canvas. You know what I mean? Zaza still was good, man. He says, salute B. Marsh. Where does Pac go from here, realistically? How long can he cheat Father Time? Well, to me, honestly, I'd like for him to retire. He has nothing else to prove. Even if he lost his fight versus Thurman, his career is intact. You know what I mean? His legacy, really and truly, has nothing else to prove. And look, man, he might just could be like another B Hop. I mean, man could fight till he's 45 plus, but there's no need. He's a multi millionaire. Like I said in previous videos, the man ain't wanting for hurting for no money. He's a senator of his country. Probably will be a president in maybe in the next 10 years or so. You know what I mean? When you reach that type of status, there's nothing on the planet that you cannot achieve or grab or attain. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these third world countries, you know what I mean? Where corruption's the order of the day. And, I'm not saying Manny Pacquiao's a corrupt politician. I actually have no idea of the political landscape of the Philippines. But, just these countries, when you're a politician, it equals money and fame, really and truly, as opposed to the United States. Yeah, you might be a politician, you might be a senator, nobody know you. You know what I mean? Athletes make way, way, way more than you congressman and senator, and even president of the United States. Athletes and entertainers and musicians, you know what I mean? But it don't work like that in them other countries. In third world countries, usually the richest person in the country is the president. You know what I mean? Zaza still says, I agree. He has done the most. Yeah, he ain't got nothing else to prove, man. I would love for him to retire, go out on top with a WBA title. Miguel Cotto went out on a loss to Saddam Ali for his WBO 154-pound title. That guy couldn't hold a candle next to Miguel Cotto 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? The Miguel Cotto who beat Sergio Martinez. Yeah, that was a depleted Sergio, but he still would have beat the shit out of Saddam Ali. So, Manny Pacquiao got nothing else to prove. I'd really like for him to retire. You know what I mean? Where does Keith Thurman go from here? There's fights. PBC, baby. Man, Limpinets is there. You know what I mean? He could fight Limpinets. He could fight Ugas. Ugas is now the mandatory for the winner of Sean Porter and Errol Spence, and I believe Errol Spence will get that dub. You know what I mean? So there's plenty of 147-pound fighters for Keith Thurman to step back in the ring with and work his way back up. But all that throwback fighter shit, all that shit y'all was talking about, he's gonna knock out Manny Pacquiao in 2014. Fuck out of here. That's basically like saying Floyd Mayweather would have lost to Manny Pacquiao in 20 when the fight happened, 2015, 2010, 2000, them times. Floyd was a better fighter in my opinion than he was by the time he fought Floyd, and vice versa. Pacquiao was a better fighter at that time, you know what I mean? But I think Manny Pacquiao, ever since the knockout to Juan Manuel Marquez, he's definitely a more composed fighter. He's a fighter who's not cautious, not a guy who's just a safety first, but he's actually employs more boxing skills, you know what I mean? It's not just a guy who's going to lead with his head. Mini Max Boxing, what's going on, man? Mini Max says Pac should end his career on a high note. Exactly. I'd love for him to retire. Win or lose, I said that before my video. He should retire. Mini Max says Keith should face Jamal James, in my opinion. That'd be a great fight. I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. Dirty Cash, what's goody, DC? What's the deal, son? My man DC in the chat. What going? He says, I missed the fight, but I heard it was like that. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao turned back the clock, man. A lot of people picked Keith Thurman to win the fight. I ain't see it, man. I ain't see it. Pacquiao put him on his ass in the first round with a jab. Double jab to the face, straight left hand power shot to the gut, and a right over the top. It was so fast. It was so fast. Keith Thurman was trying to backpedal, trying to move back, but them 4 punches, you couldn't evade them shots, you know what I mean? He couldn't get out the way quick enough to not get dropped. And then he got his nose busted up. Man was leaking, man. Look at the thumbnail. There's blood squirting all over the place, you know what I mean? But it was a good fight. Great victory for Manny Pacquiao. I'd probably say one of his best victories. I'd probably put it in his top five greatest victories of his career. The first man to beat Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman always says, I got an O and I ain't afraid to let it go. You definitely wasn't afraid to let it go. I'm going to give him a lot of credit. He made the fight close. It was a close fight. It ain't like Manny Pacquiao ran away with it. In the later rounds, man, he was getting caught by Keith Thurman flush lead right hands. Pacquiao ate him like Pac-Man, you know what I mean? He ate him like Skittles. You check it. So, overall, all that nut ass shit people were saying about Keith Thurman knocking out Manny Pacquiao. How could he knock out Manny Pacquiao back when he couldn't even knock out Leonard Bundle? Think about that. Put your thinking cap on and really think about that. How he was going to knock out Manny Pacquiao, he couldn't even knock out Robert the Ghost Guerrero, a guy who started at lightweight. Come on now. This guy freaking Keith Thurman fought as high as 154. You check it. So, at the end of the day, the right man won. Congratulations to him. And I'm going to be laughing at all them people. I still think about it, man. They said this Keith Thurman is a throwback fighter. They said he'll knock out Manny Pacquiao. They said Floyd Mayweather's scared of him. Floyd's ducking him. Yeah, all right. B Marsh Boxing, shout outs to DC. Big ups to Mini Max Boxing, Zaza Still. And I'm gone. Leave your thoughts and comments. I'm out. Peace.